Hi YouTube. I wanted to have a general silver discussion, a little bit of a follow-on to yesterday's video. I just feel like when the Silver Institute report is released, it's just an important piece of data. It's the most comprehensive look that we get for supply and demand as silver buyers. That's why I like looking at it. And I realize a lot of you are skeptical and feel that the report is meaningless, and that's fine. It's just a really important data point to take a look at, see where trends are going, and no, it doesn't forecast the future, but like anything else, it's just a data point to look at and see if buying silver makes sense. See what kind of trends are playing out. It's not a big surprise when you take a look at the last couple of years and see that a lot of those data points were trending against us and the price of silver went down. So, now that supply and demand are a little bit out of balance to the demand side, well, it'll be interesting to see how that impacts silver. You can't have a discussion about the miners without people saying, well, silver is primarily mined as a byproduct. And so therefore, whatever happens to the primary miners, it doesn't really matter. It's irrelevant. It's a moot point. And that's just simply not the case. And what's happening now is, a lot of data is put out there, and it's almost like selective data, right? And like SRS Rocco does a great job. He really puts out some good stuff. And sometimes you'll see his work like put on Silver Doctors. Okay, but one thing that he does is he will say something like, well, the Canadian maple leafs now exceed mining production of Canada. And that's great. Just like, the U.S., the American Eagle program exceeds the mining production of the United States. That's great too. But it's meaningless. It is completely and totally meaningless. Okay, yes, a long time ago, 12 years ago, American Silver Eagles had to be made with silver mined from the United States. That hasn't been the case since 2002. Now the U.S. Mint just simply has to hop on the phone or hop on the computer and source their silver from another country. It's not a big deal. The mines aren't nationalized. It's a global market. The same with Canada. Okay, if you're gonna make a big deal about Canadian maple leaf sales exceeding Canadian mining output, then you better do a report on Mexico and how their libertads fall well short of the 162 million ounces that Mexico produces. Okay, you better do a report on Peru, who cranked out 111 million ounces, and I don't even think they have a bullion program. Okay, you better do your report on Poland, who produced 41 million ounces. And I don't believe that Poland has a bullion program. Okay, the point is, it's just all global supply. And going back to the primary silver miners, 28% of silver is mined from primary silver mines. Now, if you had a much higher price of silver, you'd see more primary silver mines. It'd be the primary revenue driver for the mine, and therefore you'd see nickel, zinc, and copper mined as a byproduct of the silver mine. Okay, but with $19 silver, it's just not the case. It's kind of considered a happy accident that they found it. Okay, but 28% of mining supply is from primary silver mines. So when you start putting that supply in jeopardy with the supply-demand equation that's already out of balance to the demand side, it matters. It matters. If Kerr is losing $36 million in a quarter, how long can they keep losing that money until they either can't produce silver anymore? They go belly up? What has to happen there? Now, are they alone? Well, no. I mean, Pan American Silver eked out a small profit, so they could keep going indefinitely at this rate. But you know what? If ore grades decline, they're going to start having trouble. If the price of oil goes up, they're going to have more trouble. If the price of labor goes up, that small, slim profit margin that they had is in jeopardy. And at a certain point, that 28% of global mining supply is in jeopardy. And that does matter. You know, it's a global market, and it all matters. Okay, the fact that scrap was affected, I mean, that's a very bullish thing. Now a lot of people view that as a temporary thing because you know, their view is that a lot of us are going to suddenly start dumping our 1,000 ounces of silver, you know, into the market and take profits, and some will. But you know, if you can't see that a trend is forming with more and more people buying physical metals at the expense of the stock market, I don't know what to tell you. You know, what does it look like when a trend turns and it goes a certain way? People have lost faith in the market. Okay, I know I have. Does that mean that I'll never be in the stock market again? No, that's not what I'm saying. But my view has changed tremendously, and I know that there are a lot of those like me. You know, you just simply can't go back. You know, I always remember my grandparents who had a distrust of the banks until the day that they died, based on the Great Depression. It changed them forever. And when you look at all the financial shenanigans that were played in 2008 and 2009 at your expense, it changes you forever. Once you open up your eyes and see how it works, once you see that sausage made. You know, Josh Galt did a video recently about going to a slaughterhouse and seeing how the animals are treated, and hearing them wailing in pain as they were being led to their death changed how he viewed meat forever. He can simply never look at it the same way. It changed him. Well, you know what? Being led to our financial death, seeing all the games that were being played, changed a lot of us forever. And that's why we buy what we buy. You know, a lot of people ask me why I don't like generics. And to be honest with you, it's not that I don't like generics. You know, I understand why people buy generics. I applaud them for buying generics, and I'm happy that they buy generics. It's just that if you put it in the context of a debate, then yeah, I'll give you the pros and cons of why I buy what I buy versus generics. But I have, you know, plenty of generics. I have plenty of Scottsdale bars. You know, I have, and I know these aren't generics, but I have plenty of Eagles. You know, the only thing was I just saw that, you know, when the price of silver goes down, you know, silver coins that have their design expired is pursued by collectors in the future that want to fill out sets, and therefore the premium rises. You know, there's a small set amount of supply on the market. That's just the way that I view it, but there's nothing wrong with generics. And, you know, if you can get something close to spot at 19 bucks an ounce, jump on it. You know, if that's the way that you like to buy. You know, regardless, I'm just glad that you guys are buying silver, and it's fun hanging out with you and discussing all this stuff. You know, the more I get to know people in the silver community, in some cases on an actual personal level, you know, I'm just finding that, you know, it's an incredible mix of creative, smart, funny people, you know, and I'm just glad to be part of it. And it's you know, I've never had more fun investing in my life. Okay, I've never been more motivated on a personal level than I have with this stuff, and a lot of it is because of you guys and YouTube and everything else. It's just the overall experience is fun. Maybe you know, investing in and doing this kind of stuff isn't supposed to be fun. Maybe, but I don't know what to tell you. It is.